VPhase is a technology company that developed an innovative technology that lowers and regulates the incoming voltage into the house. What it does is actually saves electricity, saves money, and reduces the carbon emissions from the house. Reducing energy consumption to VPhase is very important. It's what the product is all about. VPhase is actually suitable for most households in the UK. It takes the incoming voltage in the UK, which is typically around 245 volts, lowers it to what we have as our default setting of 220 volts. And the thing is, in the UK, since the early 90s, all appliances and electrical equipment have had to work across the EU range of voltage. So it's as low as 207 volts and as high as 253 volts. So by lowering it to 220 volts, we're still well within the manufacturer's safeguard limits. So it'll work fine, you'll save money. You know, it's a no-brainer really when you think about it. It goes next to the fuse box as well, so it's either under the stairs or in a cupboard or in a garage somewhere. And the beauty of the product is that it's a fit and forget solution. Requires no maintenance, so once it's installed, it just goes on silently saving money for the homeowner. We actually provide a 5-year warranty, so with the cost being under £250, you're typically expecting payback periods of under 5 years, so it makes it a risk-free investment as well. It's all about reducing wastage. What we're trying to do is make it clear to consumers that they can do these small things that actually make a big impact on both their pocket and the environment. So installing VPhase voltage optimization will save around 10% on their electricity bills, but it'll also, over the life of the product, save around 4 tonnes of CO2 emissions, which is hugely important. Obviously, people are concerned about the environment, but they're also concerned about their own well-being and sort of wealth, if you like. So that's the real sort of key message that we want to get across. There's an increasing appetite for energy efficiency in whatever shape or form there is. And I think there's an important distinction to make between energy generation, alternative energy generation, and energy saving, energy efficiency. A lot of people, when they're thinking about they want to green up their home or they want to save money, they're looking at solar power or wind power. And obviously they're dependent on the sun shining or the wind blowing. We don't need the sun to shine. We don't need the wind to blow. Our device will carry on saving money on electricity because it's the simple things in your house, like the fridges and freezers, that will carry on using electricity when you're asleep. And what we'll do is we'll optimize the voltage that comes into the house, lower it to the 220 volt level, regulate it so there's no peaks and troughs. It's a lot better supply for your appliances, which will also probably extend the life of them as well. We've carried out a number of external trials that have been independently verified. We carried out a social housing trial, so it's a smaller property than perhaps is typical in the UK. They demonstrated average savings across that trial of 8.7%, so it's a little under the typical 10% savings, but it reflects the smaller property and the fewer people in the property as well. They also demonstrated 180 kilograms estimated annual savings of CO2. So when you take that over the 25 plus year life of the product, what we have is in excess of 4 tonnes of CO2 saving. If voltage optimization was to go nationwide, we'd be looking at huge savings. You know, there's over 26 million homes in the UK, and if they were to install voltage optimization, we'd be looking at around 11.2 terawatt hours per year saving, which is the equivalent of taking Hinkley B power station, nuclear power station, offline. That's the sheer volume of savings that we can generate through installing voltage optimization throughout the UK. There's a lot of good advice out there. You look at the Energy Saving Trust, for example, and they're talking about turning off lights, installing smart meters, checking what you're actually doing with your energy consumption. The beauty of VPhase is that we don't require a lifestyle or behavioural change. You know, you don't have to sit there watching a little meter to see that you're saving money. Ours is a completely fit and forget solution. So we have this in place. It doesn't require any maintenance, and it'll just save money while you're living your life. And the thing that you've got to remember is that big businesses have used the technology for many years. You know, companies like Tesco, Asda, even the NHS and DEFRA and DECC, they've been using voltage optimization in their big buildings, in their commercial settings, and saving millions of pounds each year. We've just made that technology available for the home. We've made it suitable size, suitable price, and it's proven technology, so you don't need to worry about it at all. It just sit there silently saving you money year after year. Why wouldn't people do it?